Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the 157 show. Once again, my name is Jonathan. Sitting over here is Austin, the Auburn fan.
Looking like a goober.
Yeah, we're all looking like goobers right here.
Can't quit smiling after that dominating victory.
Yeah, I bet you can't. We're going to be doing a review, guys, of the games this past week, week 2 games, Alabama versus Mercer and Auburn versus Alabama State. Both of them were blowouts in the end, but we do have a little bit for Auburn and Alabama news, I guess you could call it news. But before we get into that, make sure you guys hit that like button, the follow button. I guess it would be the subscribe button, wouldn't it?
Let's do the
subscribe button, the like button, and make sure you share it out to your friends and everything else. Let them know. Bring them on over here.
On here.
Yeah, bring them on over here. Let them check us out. So I guess starting out, Alabama blowout win over Mercer. Coming out first half looks sloppy as all get out. I'll be honest with you.
Hey, well,
They
that's one for Auburn too. So
they looked terrible, offsides. Just it looked like they was just going through the motions. It was crazy.
Well, it was an early game. I mean, it wasn't 11 a.m. like Auburn. It was 2:30.
Yeah, it was 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. Yeah,
like that. So it was still an early game versus an opponent that wasn't.
And I don't think Mercer was necessarily bad. They blew out the team the previous week, their first opponent. So I don't think necessarily a bad team, but Alabama should walk over these people. I mean, it was 48-14, I believe, was the final score. But the scores for them came in late. I do know Alabama was down 2 players. Both their starting corners were down for that game. So I'm sure that played a little bit of a factor in the 2 scores because both of them were passing touchdowns, I believe. I know one was for sure. I can't remember what the other one was.
Now, wasn't there an injury on the defensive end?
Yeah, that's what I was just going to get to.
Yeah.
Defensive end, Chris Allen. Is that right?
I was thinking Anderson. But
that's it.
Okay.
Will Anderson, that's it.
Okay, we're there.
Chris Allen. I'm trying to figure out who else Chris Allen. Yeah, Will Anderson.
We'll figure it out.
We'll get it all figured out. Anyway, Will Anderson, he had a foot injury. I've been keeping up with it a little bit here and there. Saban saying that he is day to day.
Yeah.
But it's not looking too bad. Looking like he'll be playing in the Florida game. That being said, Florida is down some players too, but we'll talk about that later on.
2 episodes, 1 week.
Yeah, we're gonna knock them out a little bit.
Got it going out.
But other than that, I think Alabama came out. They in the second half they really kind of laid it on a little bit, getting some players some playing time. You get to see Paul Tyson for the first time, which I was pretty interested about. I wasn't too excited
and that's
about.
The backup quarterback, right?
That's the backup quarterback.
Yeah, I hope Bryce Young stays for a little while.
Yeah, they. It kind of did a little bit of drop, which them guys haven't played any either.
They don't have the chemistry.
No,
they don't have
they got to build that in game. In game reps are extraordinary. But Paul Tyson came out. He threw some, and I mean, to me, he wasn't that impressive. Now people were excited to see him, but I mean, it's Paul Bryant's great grandson, so he's kind of got a little hype around him. But other than that, I mean, everything looked, like a normal Alabama win. I mean,
shocker,
a normal rollover.
So with Auburn, like you said, slow start. We had some drop passes by, Tank dropped one out of the backfield. Kalen Newton dropped one. Bo Nix had a fumble. It was just a real slow start, like you said. Penalties in the first half were equal to what we did versus Akron for the whole game. So it's pretty rough.
Now, when I tuned in, it was like first quarter, I think, or maybe early second. It was looking rough, and I was like,
nothing going into half.
Yeah, I was like, I can't really believe this score.
Yeah, but that's where it gets interesting. Halftime adjustments came out in the second half, third quarter, put up 35 points. So that's one thing that I found interesting during this portion of the game, because with Gus going back to, let's just say, Tulane this time back in 2019, we played them. It was like 24-14, 24-10. It was a very playing down to the competition, and you didn't see that here. Once again, that's what I'm talking about with Austin compared to Gus, is you're not playing down to the competition. Yeah. 35 points in the third quarter. You put up I think the most yards they've ever put up in a quarter. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was up there though. And then you got to give some love to the special teams because they blocked a punt and they blocked a field goal. And it's the first time they've done that since the 2013 Iron Bowl.
I figured. Now,
so wait, give me a second. That's all I wanted.
Okay. All right. Now Alabama did block the punt, a punt attempt. I'm gonna say it was an attempt because one guy, it was the craziest thing in the world. And if I can find the video, if someone has uploaded to YouTube, I'll make sure to drop it in the description. But there was a guy on the punt, never moved. It was one of the back guys, the blocking guys. He never moved at all. They didn't even realize that the ball was snapped. He sat there in his stance, guys who ran right by him. It was, I was like, what is he doing?
That's dedication to the craft.
I was like, what is he doing? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But, I mean, overall, how you feel pretty happy about?
I feel pretty good because Demetrius Robertson really stepped up. He had 3 scoring touchdowns, 2 receiving, and 1 rushing. So I feel good. I think he did take that number 1 wide receiver spot.
Now that's the guy
from Georgia. That's
okay,
the grad transfer from Georgia. I think he stepped up and took that from Cedric Jackson, but not in a bad way. It was expected, and I think it's here, and we're going to see what happens versus Penn State.
Now, how was the running game for they?
Yeah, man. Let me tell you about it. Jarquez Hunter. You heard it here first. He is the future of Auburn football.
Oh Lord!
94-yard touchdown run, longest in Auburn history. It's coming.
Another guy to look out for.
Another guy to look out for.
I will say this.
Tank for the other year, so
I will say this. Auburn has had some great backs throughout the years.
This is
in the past.
Going to be a Cadillac Ronnie Brown situation. Yeah, here it comes. Come back 2 years and you'll see that.
We'll make sure to revisit this in 2 years because we're gonna make sure we bring it back up. I'm sure.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I do have a shout out to a listener, D Waits 26, pointing out that Auburn had the number 1 scoring defense and the number 1 scoring offense through 2 weeks.
Now, to be fair, you didn't play nobody that's worth crap.
But it's there.
It's there, but you ain't played nobody worth crap. I will say that.
Next episode, we'll talk about what's gonna happen.
It may be a little different this next episode.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about the Alabama State game. It was the first time since 1932 that Auburn put up over 60 points in back-to-back games.
It's pretty impressive.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty interesting for to see the change in I guess football philosophy over the last 2 games. I know with this game coming up, you guys can.
I think this is going to be, like I said in the preview episode for this season, it's going to be the make or break for the season. And like I said, we'll touch more on that in the next episode.
Cool. Once again, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. This is the 157 show. Again, my name is Jonathan. Sitting over here is Auburn.
Sitting over here is Austin. She would call me Auburn. That's fine
Auburn.
Too. Whatever works
Auburn,
for y'all.
Austin, same thing.
Yeah.
Make sure you guys hit that like button, the follow button, subscribe button / whatever. It depends on where you're watching this at. And share it out to your friends. Drop comments below. Let us know what your thoughts on the games this past season or past week. I cannot talk today. This past week, let us know how you guys think the team can improve, or what you saw that you liked, or something like that. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. What's up?
I was gonna say, or just celebrate Auburn having the longest touchdown run.
You can do that also.
Auburn history.
You can do that also.
Yeah.
Thanks again. Let's catch you for the next one. Roll Tide
and War Eagle.
See y'all. Once again, guys,
Here's something I found on the web. According to TVSeriesFinale.com, this Friday's episode, titled Leviathan,
Alexa,
will be Touch's 20.
Stop. Yeah, anyway.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah, we're going to edit that out.